I already know what it is, my peoples. Box 7. Your favorite boxing show. So check me out, my peoples. I want to talk about what's next for Terence Bud Crawford. We already know him and Canelo is not next, based on the back and forth that took place between Canelo and His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh. Um, so what's next for Bud? Well, His Excellency said if he wasn't going to be able to make the fight with Canelo, he would be willing to try to make it happen with Virgil Ortiz next, right? So that's an option. And then you have Eddie Hearn, who's interested in making the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. So one thing is for sure, man. Terence Buck Crawford has options. He can go with Virgil Ortiz. He can go with Boots. He can opt to defend his title in the 154 division. But there's a dark horse in this Terence Bud Crawford sweepstake. And you know who that is? Jermel Charlo. Think about it. He got stripped, but he was the champion at 154. And y'all may recall, right after Bud stopped Spence, the first thing he did was call out Charlo. He actually said, "You next." So it only makes sense that Terence Crawford and Jermel Charlo mix it up in the 154 division. Remember, recently, Jermel already said that he's back at 154. So, that's three great options for Terence Crawford: Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Ennis, and Jermel Charlo. All three of those options will be great for him. Those will be great wins for his resume. Um, and I don't know, man. Y'all tell me in the comments who do you think Terence Crawford should fight? Who do you think should be his next opponent? Should he go up and challenge somebody, at 160? Should he go back down to 147? What do you guys think he should do? Let me know. I'm trying to figure that out. What you know about that? What y'all know about that? Man, I wanna see Terence Crawford, get another big name in the ring with him. He did an amazing performance to dispose of Errol Spence. But I want to see him be able to get someone else, maybe one or two more names in there, just to shut his haters up because they found excuses when he pummeled, battered, and just beat up Errol. And I want to see him. I guess if Crawford was to beat, someone with a name, there's gonna be an excuse. There's gonna be a reason, like, oh, Crawford won because of this, because of that. A lot of people don't want to accept that Terence Crawford is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Period. They don't want to accept it. But the reality is that Bud, is one of the best of this era. And if you match him up with any era, he's up there. I'm telling you. Look at the stats, look at the titles, look at the divisions conquered, look at everything that you could look at numbers wise to say is Terence Crawford one of the best or the best of this era. The numbers are there. You can see the numbers and decide for yourself. I would personally like to see Terence Crawford go against either Jerome Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, or Jermel Charlo. Those are the three fighters that I think if Terence Crawford was to, go up against one of those, the fight will do good number wise, but it'll also be an exciting fight to watch. Eno is the pound for pound king. You can make an argument for that. You can make an argument for that. The only knock on Inoue is that when you fight on lower divisions, you also get to beat a lot of people who nobody ever heard of. So they question it like, man, who you beat to get there, you know. Now, if you follow boxing, you know that Eno has been beating some top level opponents, some great fighters. But again, he's in one of those lower divisions, so he don't get the same recognition that he would if he was fighting. You know, when he moves up at 126, I think it's gonna get a lot more interesting. I'll tell you that. And Inoue versus Bam, that's gonna be a massive showdown. Virgil Ortiz, um, yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna win that fight. Virgil Ortiz is the type of fighter that he's a top level, elite level guy, and he's not gonna lose to this guy for sure. He's probably gonna stop him, to be honest. So we might see. Remember, the His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh did say that if things didn't work out with Canelo, they were gonna go after Virgil Ortiz. So imagine that if Virgil wins, especially if he does it in explosive fashion, we may get Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford at the end of the year, maybe. So, do you think people overlook Inoue? No, 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 no. Look, to be honest, I don't think people overlook Inoue just because if you look at every pound for pound list, he's top three. Sometimes he's number one in some of them. Sometimes he's number two. Sometimes he's number three. But now, yeah, is pretty much in every pound for pound list that you look for, he's in it. So I don't think he's overlooked. I just let me give you an example. Bud Crawford got to number one, like solidify that number one spot on the pound for pound list when he beat Errol Spence, right? So if you look at that win over Errol Spence, people are always gonna see it as bigger as the wins that are on Inoue's resume. And he's beaten some top level guys. But remember, Errol Spence was also a pound for pound fighter himself. And he actually made it to the top three pound for pound. Inoue, on the other hand, he hasn't beaten anyone who's on the pound for pound list. He beat Nonito, but he wasn't on the pound for pound list when he beat him. So I think that right there, for me personally, I look at that. Terence Crawford beat a pound for pound fighter. Inoue has not. But he's a great fighter. Anybody who you say is top three pound for pound is obviously going to be viewed as a great fighter. And if you see him top three, there's going to be somebody else that see him at number one. Guaranteed. Because look, I put Usyk at number two behind Crawford. A lot of people see him as number one too. So if you got Terence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, or Alexander Usyk at number one, that's a good pick. I'm not hating on you. I got all the belts. You're right, but Terence Crawford also had all the belts too, and became undisputed first in one division. Became undisputed first in two divisions. I mean, first as far as before Inoue. So the things that Inoue has been accomplishing, Crawford accomplished them first. He had all the belts in two divisions first. So, and like I said, he has that name under his resume, that Errol Spence. Errol Spence, remember, number one was a pound for pound fighter, and number two, I promise you, he's gonna, going to probably win another title before it's all said and done. Errol Spence, don't get it twisted. He got that one loss versus Crawford. My peoples, you already know what it is. Box Center. If you follow boxing, if this is the sport for you, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I promise you, I'm giving you the best boxing content out. Period, point blank. Hold on. Like I said, my people, Terence Crawford, I want to see what his next move is going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. I know he just fought, so he's gonna, rest. But we already know he has options. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn want to make it with Boots, and His Excellency wants to make it happen with Boots. So Crawford got options, man. Let's see what he decides to do, which route he decides to take. And also Canelo. I'm wondering what is Canelo going to do, because I'm expecting for him to wash Berlanga. I'm expecting for him to wash him. And but what is he gonna? Who is he gonna fight next after that? I think Crawford would have been the most exciting fight to make. So hopefully they can revisit negotiations. I don't know if they'll be able to make it happen, but I'd like to see it. The better jab, Usyk or Terence? That to be honest, it's hard to say. It's hard to compare the jab of a heavyweight versus the jab of a welterweight. They both have a very good elite level jab, but it's very hard for me to say who got the better jab. To be honest with you, remember my peoples, if boxing is what you like, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, man. Look out for your boy. Canelo ducking Benavidez. If I think Canelo's is ducking Benavidez, um, that's a very good question, and I'm gonna tell you, there's okay. So here's the deal, Canelo, he's at the tail end of his career, and if you look at, for example, who did Floyd Mayweather fight right before he retired? Andre Berto and Conor McGregor, who was making his professional debut at the time. So fighters, especially guys who put together a great resume, they tend to play it safer at the tail end of their career. Is he ducking? Now I believe if he's on that stage that he's saying, you know what, you want me to fight him, you're gonna have to give me X amount of money. If you remember, Floyd was like, for me to fight Pacquiao, I'm gonna have to get like $300 million or something crazy like that. And people thought it was crazy. But guess what? He got it. I don't know if it was 200 or 300. I know that he was asking for a crazy amount of money, and they ended up paying him his money. So that's what happens when you're the top guy. If they want you to fight this threat, this young blood, they're gonna have to pay you what you're asking for. And I think that's the position Canelo put himself in, where he can say, you know what, you want me to fight Benavidez? I'll fight him. Give me $200 million. So it's hard for me to say he's ducking, because I know if they give him the money that he wants, he's gonna fight him. He's gonna fight him. But it's what he said the other day. If I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you in my terms. Because he's the A side. We have to acknowledge that Canelo, any fight that Canelo goes into, he's gonna be the A side. It is what it is, my people. Remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. By the way, my people, this weekend I'm gonna be at a tournament. Elite level amateurs, they're gonna be duking it out. And guess what? Your boy JSmiff is gonna be at the neutral corner. So ain't nobody closer to the fighters than your boy. Nobody. The referee is the only person that's closer to the action. I got a front seat at the neutral corner, and I'm gonna be giving y'all some crazy content. Crazy content, yo. These kids is banging it out. Some of the best in the country. You want to check that out, man, for real. But again, yo, Terence Crawford, I'm just looking forward to see what he gonna do next. What y'all think? Who do you guys think Terence Crawford should fight next? Should he fight Boots or should he fight Virgil? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me who Terence Crawford should fight next. And okay, who should Terence Crawford fight next? We already know it's not Canelo, but who should Canelo fight after he washes Berlanga? I don't know. I just keep getting that feeling like Canelo's gonna wash Berlanga. To be honest with you, that's how I feel like Canelo's gonna wash him. So what's gonna be next? What happens after that? Who does he fight next? Like I told y'all, man. To me, the most interesting fight for Canelo, the most eye-catching, like whoa, this is mega fight. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Bud Crawford. That's a mega showdown. Mega showdown. So I hope that after Canelo handle his business with Berlanga, they're able to get back to the negotiations and make it happen. I see Canelo beating perhaps then selling off to Cinco de Mayo. You mean Canelo beating Berlanga, right? Yeah. I think he's gonna wash him. I think he's gonna wash him. Berlanga is seems like he's trying to look too tough in the press conference. Like, I don't even like the way he acts. He looking funny. I think he gonna get smoked. He giving me that nervous energy type of vibe. And but okay, so you think he gonna wash or he gonna beat Berlanga? But what next? What is Canelo Alvarez going to do next? Who is he gonna fight next? Who do we want to see him fight next? The fans. Damn, man, I really wanted it to work out with Terence Crawford, man. And I said the other day, I felt like His Excellency Turkey allowed Sheik kind of drop the ball because I didn't like the way he approached Canelo, like, oh, I'm sending you an offer, take it or leave it. If you know what's good for you. I wasn't really feeling that, to be honest. I felt like he should have, he knows Canelo has a fight, lined up or had a fight, or well, he's gonna fight Berlanga. So I think the better approach would have been for him to say something like, hey, listen, after you fight this guy, let's meet up and let's talk about it, see if we can make it happen with you and Bud. Something like that would have been better. A better approach that might have got him, a sit down with Canelo at least to talk about it. But the whole thing about, I sent him an offer and he better take it if he knows what's good, that shit's not gonna work, man. Come on now. Like, that's the thing, with Turkey, I don't think he realized that every fighter is gonna react the same way towards him. Because I know that right now there's a lot of fighters who want to work, who are dying to work with His Excellency. But that's because they're trying to get the bag. Canelo already got the bag. So he doesn't have to, jump when you say jump. And he said it the other day, like, yo, if you want to do business with me, we're going to do it under my terms. So, I guess His Excellency is going to have to, kind of take it back a notch and be like, yo, we want Crawford versus Canelo. Let's let him dictate the pace of these negotiations and make it happen. If they're not gonna give him what he wants, they're not gonna get the fight, and we're not gonna get the fight. Worst of all, because we're the ones that are gonna be missing out, and of course, Terence Crawford won't get that opportunity. Man, I hope it happens. So again, my peoples. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna be dropping some exclusive content for the Berlanga and Canelo fight. I will be going live for that fight, to give you guys a round by round reaction, but I'll also be dropping some exclusive content, giving you some updated information. I'm gonna be putting y'all on, man. I'm gonna be putting y'all on. I'm the plug, my peoples. I'm gonna be your plug, alright? Trust me on that. JSmiff got you. I'm gonna put y'all on. But yo, stay tuned in, man, and go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share, all that good stuff, my peoples. Anyways, I appreciate y'all hopping on with me. Mi pana Gregory, muchas gracias. I appreciate you, Gregory, jumping on with me. I'm gonna get out of here. By the way, before I get out of here, I do want to say this because this is not just a live, I'm actually gonna upload this video so people can see it. I see Canelo beating Berlanga, then setting up. Yeah. He's definitely gonna beat Canelo. Beat Berlanga. So my people, listen, Box Center is gonna go live every day. Well, not every day, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So this is not, I go live every once in a while, and people sometimes ask me like, yo, man, when did you go live? I didn't catch you, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going to be going live Monday through Friday. We're going to be talking boxing, the fights that are coming up. What do we think about the fight that happened over the weekend? All that good stuff, my people. So stay tuned. Like I said, man, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, JSmiff134. Check me out, man. Anyways, my peoples, y'all already know what it is. Box Center. your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Peace.